Hi guys, and welcome to the Millennial Revolt. Today we are going to be talking about the WannaCry virus, because if you have not heard about this, it is affecting Windows computers. So there's so much to talk about, so much to get into, so let's just jump right into it. First, let's talk about what WannaCry is. Now, WannaCry is a malware virus. Now, WannaCry is a malware Trojan virus called ransomware. Now, the name tells you exactly what it is. The virus, in effect, it holds the computer hostage and demands that the victim pay a ransom in order to regain access to the files on their computer. But unlike some other viruses, there's no incubation period or warning signs. Second after running the infected file, your PC starts being taken over. Now, the background of your PC gets turned to "Oops, your important files have been encrypted," and a pop-up window appears in the bottom right hand of the screen with a handy FAQ, which is frequently asked questions. A text document also appears with information about what has happened, the Bitcoin wallet that you should send payment to, and how to make decryption work. The main element of the ransomware, though, is a window with a bunch of information about what has happened. It also has links to Bitcoin, about the mechanism for making payments. The confirmation message for payment is anonymously routed through the TOR network so that no one has any idea who's behind the attack. For almost everyone, WannaCry looks identical to all other ransomware. It's a standard formula that has been floating around for a while. But what makes WannaCry so dangerous is how it uses Windows vulnerability to spread. Once it's on a computer and it's infected, it starts to spread to all other devices on the same network using the Windows vulnerability, rather than relying entirely on users to click on infected email, attachment, or dodgy links. So now that we know what WannaCry is, what has it been doing? Now, this malware attack began spreading across the globe last week, and security researchers estimated that nearly 57,000 computers in more than 150 countries were infected by the end of the day last Friday. Now, the spread of the ransomware was slowed down on Saturday, I think mainly because a lot of businesses are usually closed on Saturdays and Sundays, mainly if you're working a 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, you're not working on Saturdays. But by Monday morning, more than 200,000 systems around the world are believed to have been infected by this ransomware. Now, WannaCry is one of the most severe malware attacks we've seen so far in 2017. In the case of WannaCry, the software demands that the victim pays a ransom of $300 in Bitcoin at the time of the infection. If the user doesn't pay the ransom within 3 days, the amount doubles to $600. And after 7 days without payment, WannaCry will delete all of the encrypted files and all of your data will be lost. Governments and companies around the world began to gain the upper hand against the first wave of the unrivaled global attack on Monday morning. The initial attack was stifled when a security researcher disabled a key mechanism used by the worm to spread. But experts warned the hackers were likely to mount a second attack because so many users of personal computers with Microsoft operating systems couldn't or didn't download a security patch released in March that Microsoft had labeled as critical. WannaCry virus has been infecting everybody. No government or country is safe from this virus. Europol Executive Director Rob Wainwright told Britain's ITV television on Sunday that the attack had been unprecedented and he's never seen anything like this before. It has also affected China, where hundreds of thousands of computers were affected, including petrol stations, cash machines, and universities, according to Qihu 360, one of China's largest providers of antivirus software. It also affected some Chinese government departments, such as the country's Cyberspace Administration. They said it had affected them on their WeChat blog. Since the attack, agencies and companies from the police to banks and communication firms have put preventative measures in place. Now in France, French car maker Renault said that its Douai plant, one of its biggest sites in France, employing 55,000 people, would be shut down on Monday as systems were being upgraded. In Germany, Germany's National Deutsche Bahn Railroad Workers were laboring under high pressure on Monday to repair remaining glitches with train stations' electric departure boards, a spokesperson said. In Japan, Hitachi Ltd. said that some of its computers had been infected. In South Korea, CGV Co., the company's largest cinema chain, said advertising servers and displays at film theaters were hit by ransomware. Movie servers weren't affected and are running as normal, it said in a text message on Monday. In Indonesia, governments reported 2 hospitals in Jakarta were being affected. About 97% of UK facilities and doctors disabled by the attack were back to normal operations. Home Security Amber Rudd said on Saturday after a government meeting. At the height of the attack Friday and early Saturday, 48 organizations in the NHS, which is the National Healthcare Service, were affected, and hospitals in London, Northwest England, and Central England urged people with non-emergency conditions to stay away as technicians tried to stop the malware software from spreading. Microsoft's president and chief legal officer Brad Smith said that an equivalent scenario with conventional weapons would be the U.S. military having some of its Tomahawk missiles stolen. He said that the governments of the world should treat this attack as a wake-up call, and given the fact that everything is so interconnected, we see what one malware virus has done. It has affected 150 countries, it's taking down computers, and it's affected one of the major operating systems that we use. So imagine if they perfect a virus, hackers create a virus and perfect it. We already see what this one's doing. Imagine if they have something even bigger where it takes down both Microsoft and Mac computers. You know, you have something very dangerous right there, and we don't even know if this is from the US's arsenal of computer viruses and computer programs that they lost control of recently because they were giving it to everyone. So this is very worrisome for people who do have Windows computers and for everybody who is using a computer, because you don't want to be locked out of your files. What if you don't have a backup system? And you don't want to be paying money to people who you don't even know if they, once you pay it, they'll give you access to your computers. You don't know. So it's very worrisome indeed. President Trump's Homeland Security Advisor Tom Bossert said on Friday that for now, the U.S. has it under control. He said that the malware is an extremely serious threat that could inspire copycat attacks, but Microsoft's security patch that was released in March should protect the U.S. networks for those who installed it. Now, Microsoft's top lawyer has criticized U.S. intelligence for stockpiling software codes that could aid hackers. Cybersecurity experts say that the unknown hackers behind the latest attacks use a vulnerability exposed in U.S. government documents leaked online. Now, there has already been reports that a second variation of the WannaCry virus has already been spreading, and it was discovered on Sunday. Now, this variation does not include an kill switch, which was in the first variant of the WannaCry virus. Now, with the first variant of the WannaCry virus, researchers were able to interrupt the malware spread by diverting it to a dead end on the internet. Now, Matt Suchi, founder of the United Arab Emirates-based security firm Kome Technologies, warned that this variant of the ransomware has already been spreading over the weekend. He said that about 50% of the machines would have spread the infection with the second variation, and this variation has Russian IP addresses. Now, over 40,000 machines appear to have been infected with the second variation of the malware already. So this is continuing to spread, it's continuing to develop, this WannaCry virus, and I will definitely keep you guys updated on everything that's going on because it's extremely interesting and it's affecting one of the major operating systems that we use worldwide. I'm the Millennial Revolt. Thank you guys so much for watching, and you have a wonderful day. Bye.